Ladies, before you go on any dating sites, you need to watch this video. We're gonna show you 4 things you have to do so you can attract your provider energy man and so you don't waste your time.
Being a lifelong bachelor and on these dating sites for years, we'll go into what she did to stand out and help you ladies prepare yourselves.
You are wasting your time until you master this skill. I'm talking about on the dating apps, all the way to the first date, the second date, to conversation about where things are going, and even into marriage. You don't have to convince and tell him anything. This is your superpower. This is what I teach my girls. This is really potent stuff. You influence men based on your...
And for those lovely ladies that are new here, what's up? I'm Natasha.
And I'm Brian.
I was a former single mom with 4 kids, went through a whole bunch of trauma and loss. If you're interested in learning more about dating and relationships and feeling good in your body again, I'm talking your hormones, your nervous system, all of that.
Click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos and content.
Ladies, first point, know how and when to talk to men. Most men aren't super interested in everything that's going on in your life. If you ever had a conversation with a man and it seems like he's dazing out, like in the middle of it, or he misses something, trust me, it's because he might not care as much, even though he wants to get to know you. It's plenty of times when men just listen for a couple of words at the end and comment on it. So don't waste your time talking, but really try to get to know what he likes, what he has going on in his life, and he'll ask you things about yourself, but don't go on and on just listing your accomplishments, listing everything that you've done in the last week, listing your last relationship. Knowing how to talk to the man is about being in your feminine and knowing that you don't have to do too much talking.
Okay, ladies, this is one of the most important skills you can develop as a woman. And I promise you, babe, you have not been taught the right way. I promise, because this is all of us, right? We learn from our parents. We've learned from other toxic relationships. We've learned from shows which literally feed you information on how to be single, like Balloon Pop, okay? Entertaining for sure, but you as a woman, you want to develop this skill. This is why it's so easy to stand out in the dating scene. Like, we barely talked on the dating app before it was on to the next level, on to the next level, on to the next level. That takes skill. This is why even in our Feminine Energy Academy, I teach the girls so much about how to communicate with the masculine. On the dating apps, in the dating phase, on your first date, and then all the way into the marriage. It's so important. And exactly what Coach B was talking about is you want to talk less. Now, if you're a woman that is busy in her masculine, like how I was, and you're thinking and you want to prove something to him, you want to tell him how amazing you are, you want to share all your accolades, you want to tell him all about your education and your business and all this, that's not what he's attracted to. What he's attracted to is how he feels in your presence. It's the tone of your voice. It's you being able to just listen, to just be present. You talking about your passions, things that light you up. But most important, you just shutting up and listening to him talk. Listen, let him brag about himself. A provider energy man wants to sit and talk about himself. And that's not a bad thing. We want him to do that.
I just want to add too, because that's such a great point.
Yes.
And the part about when to talk to him, because a lot of times when you're getting to know the guy, you're excited, you have so much in common. I mean, even with us initially, we were talking for hours at a time. We were in different countries dating. And after a while, and this wasn't too long into it, decisions had to be made because it was really crossing boundaries in the relationship before it started, because we were just talking and it was no commitment or anything like that. So that's when she decided that, okay, this talking's enough. We got to make sure we're making some decisions. She didn't say that specifically, but that's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
So making sure when you're talking to the guy, it's not, you have boundaries around it.
Yeah.
Make sure you have boundaries around talking to him. And I don't care if it's texting, I don't care if it's on the phone, on the dating app, you have to have boundaries around it. So it can't be late at night, you're talking to him and you're just getting to know him, you're falling asleep on the phone with him. I mean, this right here, what it does, it's not making him chase you as much because he has all access to you. He can call you late at night, he can call you early in the morning. Every time he calls you or reaches out to you, you're answering. And that cannot be the case. Even with us as well, it was times where I was reaching out to her and she had stuff going on. She was going out on dates, right? She was going out on dates, and it could have been with her daughter. It could have been by herself, but she wasn't always available. And not always being available is a way that you talk to men when you're just getting to know them. That automatically lets men know that you have a life, that you have standards, that you have boundaries, and that makes him chase you even more.
So most women think, I just have to convince him. I just have to talk enough. And this is like you're in the dating phase. Maybe you're, in a relationship now, married, whatever. You think you need to talk to convince a man to do something. That's not how you influence men. You influence men based on your presence and your absence. That's it. You don't have to convince and tell him anything. So ladies, this is your superpower. This is what I teach my girls. This is really potent stuff, okay? But when he feels so good in your presence and then he's not stepping up, you move on. You're unbothered. You're not triggered. You don't even notice if he hasn't texted you or he hasn't planned a next date. You have other things going on. Women are so loyal, but we teach you not to be so loyal until you are married, okay? Because he hasn't committed to you. So up to that point, you can guilt-free move on and do other things. And what will happen naturally, I promise you this, babe, especially if you get really good at the stuff that I teach you, he's going to miss you. And he's going to be like, okay, what do I need to do? Where do I need to move? Who do I need to pay so I can be in this girl's presence and take her off of the market right away?
And when you're moving on, or when you're absent out of his life and you have other things going on, it's important. We're not saying sleep with men or anything like that.
No.
Don't go out committing to other men or doing stuff
none of
that will cause him to, or not just him, but that will cause men to not be attracted. But you're still living life. You're going out on dates. You're enjoying yourself. And in that, he's going to miss you if you've done something to really draw his attention towards you and attract him in that way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what we did, right? Like, things were amazing. Our conversation was amazing, but we're in different countries, and he just was not moving along at the speed he should have, really. I wasn't about to waste my time. So at that point, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't want a texting relationship. And I had a beautiful smile on my face as we're, you got to make sure you look cute, ladies, when you're doing this, okay? And you got a smile on your face like, I don't want a texting relationship. And then you're not getting mad at him. You're not emasculating him. You're not triggered. You're not bothered. You're just like looking cute, like, sorry, And then that was it. And I swear, it was like within 2 weeks, I got a message, I'm moving to Canada after that. And then we started dating for marriage, and then we were engaged 8 months later, okay? So that is how you do it, ladies. But this is really important, even with text messaging and phone calls. So there's different ways you communicate with men, but this is probably one of the biggest skills you can master as a woman.
And because men, what you don't want to get caught up in is listening to what he's saying. We always talk about watch what he does. Don't just listen to what he says. They're too busy to call. They're too busy to meet up. So they'll try to text you for weeks and months and years. I'm saying this because I tried it as well.
Yeah.
And it was subconscious. It wasn't like that was what I wanted to do. But men want to make sure things in their life aren't super complicated. So if we can text and have a conversation, get to know you, then we'll do that, because it takes effort to pick up the phone and call, to set dates up. And if he's not willing to put that effort towards it, he can be a great guy. He just may not be ready to move forward in the way that you're looking to move forward, in the way of marriage or dating seriously. And that's okay. Just like you said, you have to move on. The right guy will be ready to have those phone calls and go on dates with you.
Yeah, exactly.
And plan dates.
Yeah, and you have to also remember, like, we're the first generation of people that are using dating apps and texting, and a lot of people have baggage and all that stuff, right? So I always teach my girls, believe the best, assume the best. Don't be triggered by them if they don't text or call in the way you want them to, and write guys off right away. Even good guys, they just, we teach people with our energy, right? With our presence and our absence. So we're not doing it from a place of we're triggered and bothered. We're just coming from a place of worthiness that will just move on. And a smart man will figure it out on his own. You don't need to convince him what he needs to do. He's wired to do this, right? He's a sperm, right? Sperms are designed to chase. So, you know, in the right environment, in the right setting, when you activate that masculine energy in him, he's going to do that.
That's so true.
Okay, ladies, point number 2 is be open to dating other types of men. Now, I know everyone has a type. You think you have a type, but babe, your type is based on your old story, your old identity, and your old trauma if you haven't dealt with it. And frankly, your old type has not worked, okay? So what I teach my girls is you wanna change your type. You wanna be open to dating different men. Now, one of the simplest things you can do, and this is what I did, is starting to date internationally. Don't just date in your hometown, or in your home state or your home province or wherever you're from, maybe even home country. Be open to dating different types of men. Be open to dating different races. Be open to dating different cultures. Now, your values, you never want to change, right? You definitely always want to date men based on your values, like your faith background, because that's the most important thing. But when it comes to the other things that are kind of trivial, like how tall he is, the color of his skin, those things don't matter, babe. And so what I get my girls to do when they go back onto the dating scene is to retrain their nervous system to be open to receiving from different types of men. Let different men take you out. Let different types of men spoil you. This will help you open up your energy to receive from different types of men.
And opening up your options is so important, because what happens is, just like you said, by default, you just continue to date the same guy. And we hear so often where I talk about how so many men out here that want to get married, so many men that want families, that are preparing for it, and the ladies are saying, where are they? But
they're all over.
Yes, they're everywhere. Until you open your eyes and start looking at things differently, because it doesn't matter where you go, even if you're dating internationally, if you're not doing the inner work, you're going to run into the same guys. You're going to run into the same type of guys. It can be guys that are like your exes. It's usually guys that you're around all the time. It could be your father. It could be your siblings. These are the men that you're going to attract right away, because this is your definition of masculine energy. This is your definition of a provider. And if it hasn't worked up to this point, we have ladies in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, ladies that have been married multiple times. It's not that men don't want you, but it's just you're attracting the same type of man who's going to do the same thing to you. And then you become discouraged. So doing the inner work is important so you can attract, because it's not you going out and getting the guy. It's what you're attracting. So you can attract the guy who's the provider energy, the guy who's ready to get married, the guy who's not going to do things in a relationship that have happened in the past that have gotten you to this point where you're not married or you're not in that relationship that you desire to be in.
To make this simple for you, and then we'll talk about the third point, which has to do with the inner wounds. You want to put yourself in front of these types of guys. Put yourself in different environments, online, on dating apps, changing your location. You know, this is the stuff that we did, and this is the stuff that I teach my girls how to do. You're putting yourself in front of different types of guys. As a woman, we never chase. We never go after guys ever, but we still need to be findable. We still need to drop the handkerchief. The guy needs to know that you exist, right? So even for me, my husband wouldn't have known that I existed unless I changed the location of where I was dating, right? So this is like a little thing that you can do, but even if it's offline, you can put yourself in environments where those types of guys spend time. Right? So there's all these little things that you can do, but you want to open yourself up to date different types of guys. Even if it feels boring, even if he feels nerdy or he's plain, he's simple, I'm telling you, those are the types of men that are not going to give you a headache, that will provide, for you, take care of you, and just treat you like the queen that you are. You started going into it. So point number 3 is you need to heal your man wounds. Ladies, you have to heal your man wounds. I could literally give you the perfect dating strategy, tell you the perfect dating app. This is why I don't tell you, ladies, exactly where to go, because I want you to learn these things first. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. But you have to heal your man wounds. So your man wounds are around masculine energy. So this could be from daddy wounds, abandonment wounds, triggers, anything that's giving you anxiety. It maybe if you dated narcissistic guys, or you have wounds from your ex, from being divorced, from religion even, like we see all of it. And if you don't learn how to actually trust masculine energy men and actually believe that they will show up for you consistently, you will keep attracting men that are in their feminine. They can have a six-pack, be 6'5", and making 6 figures or 7 figures a year, but they are wounded. We always attract our match. So if you want to attract better, you want to attract a man that's consistent, that's not breadcrumbing you, that doesn't want to just be in a situationship with you, but actually wants to marry and provide for you and protect your couple bubble, be an over communicator. These are all the things that my husband is with us. Then you need to heal your man wounds first, and then you will start to attract different. I promise you that.
And if you find yourself turned off or just disgusted with guys that are boring, with guys that want to provide, with guys that are simple. And we've even watched different shows. We were watching the Balloon Pop show, and it was the one guy who had a great job, great career. He was talking about just being simple, just loving history, things of that nature. And they were popping his balloon before he finished his thought. And if you're turned off by those type of guys, you really want to make sure you're doing the inner work, because you may be in your masculine. Because what happens is, being in your masculine as a man, and in some cases as a woman, you're turned off by the exact same thing. So you don't want to romantically be with that person because it sounds just like you. It's like you're looking in the mirror with a lot of the things that you do. So making sure that healing is done will allow you to attract the right type of guy, and you won't self-sabotage. Even if that guy comes towards you, you won't self-sabotage, because you understand the different roles, and the energy that he's bringing is that provider energy. And it's not you, because what you don't want is someone that you fall in love with based off chemistry only. We have so much chemistry. We love the same things. We love getting up at the same time. Both of us just love everything. No. And it's great to have a couple of things in common, but you don't make decisions off of that. And even adding to it, on the Balloon Pop show, where you had the masculine energy woman going for the feminine guys. Tall, dark skin, nice build, but he was super in his feminine, but she was attracted to him. And not only was she, but each and every woman that came on there was attracted to him, instead of the CPA who can do your taxes, who can make sure you're taken care of, who likes to do things for his woman. They got rid of him right away. But the feminine guy is the one who everyone wanted to be with. So make sure you're attracting the right type of guy, because at a certain point you can't control what you attract if you're not doing the work. Because it's automatically, this is what I'm looking for. Looks over substance. This is what I need. You just don't look right to me. If that's you, then this is for you.
Exactly. I mean, that's really the biggest sign, is if you struggle with what we're talking about, where you're like, no, but I want to attract a guy like this, then that is a man wound. Okay, you are in your masculine, because the masculine is visual. So the masculine picks his spouse based on what he sees. So if you're trying to pick men based on what you see, like, oh, he's handsome, oh, I want a guy like this, you are in your masculine, babe. Okay, so, and the thing is, go for a simple guy that we always talk about. You can upgrade his looks. Okay, not to say that he needs to be all fancy, but like the little things. Even with my husband, he was super simple. He didn't look like this before. Okay, and I mean, he was obviously always good looking, but I was not picking him based on that at all. Like, not at all. It was purely based on the values, the list, and how he was showing up as a provider right from day one. Point number 4, this is so important that you do this before you go on the dating scene, ladies, is you need to have a glow up. You need to look and feel good about yourself. Do not go onto the dating scene, into the dating apps, or start dating guys and you feel bad about yourself, because you're going to ooze that energy everywhere you go. And I promise you, babe, if you give yourself just like 3 months, 6 months, where you just focus on your glow up, maybe lose a little bit of weight, fix your skin, get your hair done, do a little bit of the inner work, everything that I talk about, your confidence is going to go up so much, and you will notice that you will start to attract high value men, because high value men care what you look like. At the end, we're just being honest with you. They care what you look like. And the good thing is, the older you get, the easier it is to stand out, actually, because most women, as they get older, stop taking care of their looks. So if you enter the scene and you're looking like a hot tamale, you're doing the stuff that I teach you girls, right? This is why I have workout programs and eating programs and hormone weight loss programs. And I teach you about the male gaze. I teach you about what's attracted to the masculine brain. You're not just doing some random workout that you saw on YouTube. When you do those things, you're going to start to attract way differently when it comes to men.
And a lot of times what can happen is those provider energy men might not even know what happened, like where the glow up came, but just know you look different. It's something about you. They'll start talking like that about you. And even in the way that you're talking, the way you're looking, it's just attractive to the provider energy, masculine energy man. And it'll be so many men approaching you just with small changes. You don't have to doll up and be a Barbie doll.
No.
You just have to maximize who you are by doing your hair, your nails, and just losing a couple of pounds. That will make a world of a difference. And I'm saying this because this is actually something that my sister did. She was previously married, got divorced. Then she had her glow up in her early 50s, got married to a provider energy husband, and now she's living her best life. So small things make a difference to healthy provider energy man.
Yes, looks matter.
Looks are everything. They don't matter. Looks are everything to get you in the door. Then we'll figure out the rest once you get in the door based on your look.
Exactly. So you don't have to have everything perfect, babe, but at least be on track. At least, like, you have to take these 4 things so seriously. Otherwise, I promise you're just going to waste your time on the dating scene. But once you know how to talk to the man, you've healed your man wounds, you've had your glow up, and you put yourself in front of the right guys, it will be so easy for you. You're going to attract multiple men that want to date and marry you. I promise you that.
So let us know what you think. We're going to leave some resources for you below, so check them out and get in contact with us.